non-human living companion on National Love Your Pet Day. According to the founders of National Love Your Pet Day, it is all about pampering our pets and focusing on the special relationship pet holds in our life. It is also a day to reflect on those pets who are no longer in your life and remember them in your own special way. Now I'll share my pet story. So I got my first pet on my first birthday, which was presented by my dad. He got me a mini fish tank which had few fishes and it was really beautiful. Since then I developed special relationship with them. And it's been around 18 years, still I have a mini aquarium in my home. No matter what the situation is, the only constant thing in my life is the relationship with fishes, particularly goldfish. So you might wonder why I have particularly mini aquarium in my home for these many years. I believe placing a fish aquarium at your home not only adds an interior element but also brings a lot of benefits for your health and life overall. Water inside the fish tank represents life, and if the water is moving by pump or some other device, then it represents liveliness or positive energy flow in life. Movement of fishes in aquarium generates and enhances positive energy and attracts prosperity, wealth and happiness. Not everyone that enters your home is happy with your progress. They have evil eyes and are jealous by your prosperity. So such people will always radiate negative energy and that too inside your own home. A fish aquarium attracts attention of guests and they continue to focus on it. Furthermore, an aquarium absorbs negative energy and converts it to positive one. Hence, a fish aquarium at home is a great shield from negative eyes. Whether you believe or not, but karma is for real. Feeding hungry fish or other animals, humans, is a noble deed, and this all adds to your good karma. That's why keep the fishes in your home well fed and happy. There is one more belief about a fish dying in an aquarium. It is said that when a fish dies naturally, it has taken a problem that would have come to you with itself. Also, it is believed that with the natural death of a fish, one of your problems comes to an end forever. Researchers in medical science has proved that observing active and colorful fishes relaxes and calms the human mind. Hence, it's a sort of meditation. I always share a special bond with my fishes. They are always excited when I go nearby. And this takes away all my stress and it's relaxing. So yeah, that's all about my pet fish. Now let's begin with the next session. To provide us with the challenge for today's table topic round, we have the table topic master, Toastmaster Pratana, who will be conducting the session today. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratana.
Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster Priya. Hello, everybody. It's been so long since I came to a meeting. So it's very nice to be here. So all these crazy greetings apart, for the benefit of people and guests who do not know what a table topics session is, it's where the table topic master, and that's me. So I'll be giving you a topic. For instance, what did you have for breakfast? So we expect you to talk to us about the topic. You can say what you had for breakfast, how you felt when you ate it, what else you would have liked. It's just about your creativity. Go crazy and go mad. So you'll have to speak for a minute and you can speak until 2 minutes. You got this timeline. So we'd really like it if you guys can speak for 1 minute. That's pretty much it. And regarding the table topic session, it's very nice to improve your impromptu speaking skills and it's going to help you a lot, okay? And please don't feel shy or don't feel awkward to come and talk in a forum that's very new to you. We've all been there. So that being said, I'd like some volunteers. So who would like to volunteer for the first table topic? Anyone, guys? Nobody. I'm just gonna call random people up. Okay, so I really like doing it. So if you guys not gonna, volunteer, that's what's gonna happen. Yes, thank you so much, Bhavish. Okay, for you. Okay. It's not that I'm biased.
Entered stage when it went to TT, two people popped out. When you wanted to pick someone, another person popped out.
It's okay, they'll be back. Okay, so can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, why do you eat grass? So I'm well aware. I'm thinking you know the fact that a lot of pets eat grass. Given that you're going to assume you're a dog or any pet that eats grass, why do you eat grass? Over to you, Toastmaster.
Is there any context you want to give me? I have never had pets, so I do not understand the heat.
Okay, for instance, right, dogs eat. Okay, it's like I'm feeding you the answer. Just tell the scientific thing. Okay, dogs eat grass when they. Yeah, just go crazy.
Okay, the only place where I've actually seen pets or people play with their dogs. Was Prathana's stories, Instagram stories. She used to have these dogs playing with that. So I really have no idea when do dogs eat grass and stuff. But I do know one thing. I have a brother in my home, a younger brother, and I have two small younger cousins. So I for sure know how to, uh, grow with them. Every single time when you actually have to have food, there's a lot of other things that they are ready to have, like fondly. They are ready to eat towels, they are ready to bite their nails, they are ready to eat empty plates and empty spoons, but not food. You give them a spoon and they'll sit with it into their mouth like one whole day. I have no idea. If you give them actual food, no food. Soup with the spoon, no soups, no rice, but empty spoon. They'll keep biting this empty spoon for one whole day, no matter what. Sometimes, these dirty clothes, old towels, used towels have this saltiness in them. Maybe that's why they have it, but they keep it in their mouth, keep on having these towels for an entire day. So I think by grass, when you mean it's unnecessary for the dogs, but overall, I think brothers, siblings, pets do not make much of a difference. Either way, you have to maintain the entire crowd. Thank you, and over to the table topics master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Just a fun fact, guys. Animals eat grass so they can clear up their digestive system. Okay, moving on. I've now got this table topic that does not need any prior scientific knowledge. So, anybody, would you guys like to, volunteer up for this thing? How about Toastmaster Shashank? What about you? Would you like to take up this table topic?
Yes, Pradhana.
Okay. Okay, so here, this is one for you. You're a rabbit stuck in the lab of a notorious scientist, Vicky. What will you do to escape his underground lab along with your comrades? Or comrades?
Okay.
Yeah. Over to you,
Pradhana,
Toastmaster.
just give me 10 seconds.
Okay.
I really can't share, I can't see the screen you share actually. That's why
Okay, I'm going to read. Okay, I'm going to read very slowly again. You are
Okay.
a rabbit stuck in the lab of a notorious scientist, Ricky. What will you do to escape his underground lab along with your comrades or comrades? Sure.
Yeah. The best thing I would do is pretend to be dead. So he very much feel that this guy is done. So he'll be throwing me out. And this may not be working with much of the numbers because the same trick can't be played multiple times. So one thing is that like I said, I'll play dead, and other thing is that I'll check for any escape rooms, since he's this scientist, crazy mad scientist, so he might be having some tunnel holes that lead to the drain, or that to be it.
Okay, thank you, Shashank. I can see you want to become Bond Rabbit, and yeah, all the best for your adventures. Okay, moving on, guys. Would anyone else like to take up the other? We just want to have one or two more topics, okay? So we can go to the next part of our meeting. I'll be back again, but would anybody else like to take up a topic meanwhile? No one. What about Toastmaster Venu? Would you like to take up the next table topic?
Yeah, sure, Pratna.
Okay. You have to organize a party for the lion's 20th birthday. As his owl party planner, what will you do?
Okay, thank you for giving me this topic. It's still really a bit crazy that can you keep on sharing that? We'll be forgetting the statement. Or else can you repeat it?
Oh yeah, maybe
Yes.
yeah. Okay, you have to organize a party for the lion's 20th birthday. As his owl party planner, what will you do?
Okay, thank you for giving me this topic. I don't know what the life expectancy of a lion is, but still I think that lions will be alive till their 20th year, but I'm not sure of it. So as an owl, okay, I'm an owl. As owl, primary thing is that it's very weird that I need to organize a party for lion's birthday. We all know that lion is king, but we also know that it is the predator for each and most of the animals present in the jungle. So asking animals to come to a party of predator will look very awkward and very weird to other animals. So the first thing I'll do is I'll change the name of the birthday person. Instead of lion, I'll say it's deer or some other prey, so that I can attract more of the animals to the party. And of course, when they come to the party, they'll be all surprised to see that it's not some other animal; it's the lion itself. I hope that Pradna's lion will be with tenderness in handling other animals, and it won't be harmful to the other animals. With this, I give back to Toastmaster Pradna.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venu. And I've just got one more table topic before I wrap up this session. So, guys, would you like to volunteer? Anyone? Guys, someone raise up your hands. Please volunteer.
Toastmaster Pratna, may I volunteer?
Yes, please. Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. That's so nice to hear that phrase, Okay, here's the TT for you. If you get to adopt a pet from a shelter, which animal will you choose and why?
Alright. As someone who comes from a family who's very allergic to dust and animal furs and everything, when it comes to adopting a pet, the only pet I can imagine is that of a fish, which I don't think you would find much in an animal shelter. But then, even as a child, the one pet that I had who always had like a tender spot in my heart is a fish. They're easy to handle, and I don't know, they're just quiet like I am, so I feel like we would gel really well. So if in animal shelters and all you do happen to find fishes, a fish would have been the only pet I would have taken. Just like Toastmaster Roshni, fish happened to be one of my favorite pets too. So yeah, if there are fishes, I would take a fish. If not, I believe I would take a Labrador. They are the most lively dogs I have ever seen. They bring a smile upon my face no matter when I see them. They're just always so lively and happy. And anyone who's in contact with a Labrador would know that all they have to do is bark once or twice, and then you would start smiling along with them too. They are one such breed of dogs who are purely just amazing. So yeah, so these would be the two pets if I happen to find in an animal shelter that I would adopt. Thank you, Toastmaster Prata, for that topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. I understand. Fishes are very nice. I've got one too. Yeah. I named him Beelzebub though. I know it's crazy, right? Thank you so much, guys. I've got some more fun topics. Please do volunteer. And yeah, moving on, I'm just gonna pass it on to the TMOD. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratana. That was really an interesting table topic session. Rather than me saying how pets are special, everyone here knows that pet shows unconditional love. And now let's hear how special pets are in your life. This is gonna be an interactive session where I have set of fun questions and you can share your experience with your pets. Now let me share my screen. I hope the screen is visible. Can someone confirm me?
It's visible, Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you. Do anyone like to volunteer? Or should I pick someone randomly?
Picking usually works.
Okay. Toastmaster Pranavi, can you try first question?
Yeah, sure.
So what is the funniest memory involving your pet? Over to you, Toastmaster Pranavi.
Actually, I've never had pets. So I personally don't like dogs that much because I've had a bad experience with dogs. But recently, like I found a cat which was like just lying near my house few weeks back, and then I was just like holding the cat, and I fed milk to it. So I didn't have any funniest memory, to be honest. I felt nice like feeding the cat milk, and it was a good experience, and I guess I found some attachment with some animal at that moment. Yeah. So over to you, Toastmaster Priyadashni. Thank you for
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranavi. Do anyone else like to volunteer for next question? Okay, Toastmaster Tejashwini, can you try?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Your question is, what is your pet's nickname and what's the reason behind that name?
The truth is, I don't have any pets. And if I had a pet, I would I would love to have a dog, and I would love to name it as Theo. Maybe that's a favorite name. I've been thinking if I have a pet. And what's the reason? I just like that, and I've seen many pets. Like I have a friend named like Samyukta. She had a puppy. She adopted a Labrador, and it's so cute. So I'd love to have that Labrador and name it as Theo.
Okay, that's really nice. And do anyone else want to volunteer for next question? Okay, Toastmaster Kaushalya, can you try?
Yeah, sure.
Question is, what is the hardest thing about being a pet owner?
Okay, so I am not a pet owner basically, but to answer this question, the hardest thing about a pet owner, I feel, is to take care of it, because most of the pets are very sensitive, and they have to be pampered and given their own care. So I think taking care of them and their own routines should be maintained, like starting from taking them to toilets and all, starting from that till bathing them and taking care of their medicines, giving them good food and all that. Taking care of them is the most difficult part, I feel, because when they're not given proper food and their life cycle is not maintained properly, they might probably lose their beauty, or they may lose their life in itself. So I feel that's the hardest thing about a pet owner.
Yeah, that was really an awesome take on the question. So, Toastmaster Bhavesh, should you like to try next question?
Sure.
Okay. So, what is a bad habit that your pet has? Over to you, Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyadashni. I never had a pet, but there are some cats which keep coming back to my home. It's kind of become okay. We have a shop and we have a storeroom there, and these cats stay in those storerooms. Hunt rats at night. Sometimes we give them milk and it just stays in my home. So if you ask me what is the bad habit that particular cat has, is that I specifically pour some milk in a bowl. My grandfather asks me to put some rice in it, so we give them nice food for it to eat. It'll leave all that. It'll come to my kitchen and take that big, bowl of milk that everybody else has to use. So that particular cat wouldn't drink the milk that we keep for it. It wants the big drum the big bowl, and it won't drink completely also. It'll just lick and run away, which which spoils the entire milk. So I think that's one bad habit that particular cat has. Thank you to you. Over to you, Toastmaster Previously.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Next, would anyone else like to try? That's the last question for this, and we'll continue after prepared speech. Would anyone else try?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, sure. Your question is, have you ever taught your pet any tricks? If so, what?
Yeah, basically I have a dog in my cousin's home. Instead of teaching tricks to it, it taught me some tricks. Like if I come towards them, they will try to move away from them. I'm trying to move away from them because it is so much heavy to carry. Also, it is like almost more than 6 feet. It is a German Shepherd. It is almost like 120 to 150 kgs. I can't carry with it. So it taught me trick. When it come to me, I want to go away from it. Instead of teaching me, I thought lesson like tricks from my dog, my cousin's dog. Yeah, that's what this.
That was really fun. So before continuing this, let's start with the prepared speech session. So the first speaker, Toastmaster S, for this round will be attempting level 1, project 1. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Shyam. Toastmaster Shyam, I request you to read out the speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Shyam.
Thank you. Toastmaster Yash will be attempting his level 1 project 1, which is the icebreaker. The purpose of this project is for him to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Okay. So now I welcome Toastmaster Ash to present his speech. Toastmaster Ash, the perfect moment. The perfect moment, Toastmaster Ash.
Can someone confirm that I'm audible, clear enough, and visible as well?
Yeah, you're audible and visible.
So before you guys start scratching your head that why I have taken this topic, that perfect moment. So because it precisely means what it is. Like I have waited for this particular icebreaker speech for so long, and this is what I mean by perfect moment. I was waiting for the perfect moment, and I think I would be the first one to have tried each and every single role and then gone on for the icebreaker. Rather, it's the trend in Toastmaster to first try the icebreaker and then move on. And what I got the learning from this was there's nothing called as perfect movement in Toastmasters, and rather it's a learning outcome that you follow a process and keep improving yourself. And this is how precisely my life has been, where I take some weird decisions and I get learning out of it. So good evening, good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and estimated guest. So life has I relate my life to a roller coaster. So how a roller coaster just begins with a soft start and it takes transition. The challenge comes when it takes transitions and turns when it reaches on top. So the transitions and real movement starts when it's on top, and the movement starts with a sailing boat. So I also started my journey just like this roller coaster with a soft start, where I was having this study hormone, where my only aim in our life was to be the topper in academics, the top 3 people, until my teenage hormone entered. Before that, I was just a kid whose only aim in life was to be the topper of the class, who had imagined the world to be topper. That's it. And then came something which was teenage hormone. And some of you might be guessing that it would be my first love or crush, but that was not the case. It was quite different, where teenage hormone had completely changed me. I used to think about how I dress, how I look, how I communicate. And I got this very bad thing of overthinking. I had developed it, and even I had this fear of public speaking. I couldn't communicate with people as I was very timid and very introverted kid. So I just wanted this to end. I did not want this to be my habit. I wanted to communicate well with people. So I always had this desire to communicate and take part in some public speaking. So whenever there used to be some contest like Diwali celebration or something like that, I always used to give it a try or ask the people who are in charge to, can I take up some roles? I got a few, but people used to think that I was a bit scared enough or I was a bit timid. They had this background of me being very timid. So they just thought that I couldn't speak well and I would make some mistake there. And that was even right, I would say, as I didn't have experience to speak enough. But as time passed, I used to feel sad about it. But then opportunity came knocking my door. That was QCFI, so Quality Circle Foundation of India. That's nothing but a foundation where selective schools all over the India. It's an international non-profit foundation where all over India there will be selective schools who will take part in some competitions and stuff. So I got the opportunity there, and I took part in there were events like sports. I was good at cricket and dance, So I was being selected by school in that. And fortunately, I got in this thing called as case study, where I didn't expect I would be qualified. I had taken part in that. So I was selected for that, and I got my opportunity to go to Gwalior. So when we had gone to Gwalior, and there was this case study competition. So when we were preparing for this case study competition, I got to know many technical things that whenever I used to present in a PPT, there used to be bulletin points there. So whenever I used to express those bulletin points, I used to scream a lot, which doesn't seems to be pleasing for the people. But I thought it would be effective if I just speak out loud. And there were small things which I realized soon that technical improvements I had to make, and it was a good experience. And in the Gwalior, even our team had won the most entertaining case study. I mean, the most exciting case study. And then in the next year, in the 10th standard, start of the 10th standard, uh, end of the ninth and start of the 10th, I got the opportunity to go for Dharmapuri, where I got the opportunity to be the deputy leader also of the team. And the Dharmapuri event was very good, and our team had won for the case study, same case study this time, the first one. And in the mid Jan August, when the pre-board starts for class 10, our school used to not allow the children of class 10 and 12 to take part in any of those events because they used to think that kids would get deviated from their academics. So due to our past records in Gwalior and Dharmapuri, our team was selected for international events, where our juniors had gone to international event that was in Singapore, and we had missed it. Like we were the one who had taken part in making the school to reach this Singapore, but we were not the part of this Singapore tour, which was very disheartening for us. And but then 10th gone, and I had this roadway, two-part roadway now, which is in everyone's life after 10th, which stream to choose. And as everybody chooses science, I also chose science just because I thought I was good at physics and chemistry in my 9th and 10th. And I'd seen this book in class 12th of this resistors, where I found this resistor had this golden and silver colored templates, and used to name that ohm meters. We used to understand what ohm capacity it had by that color strips, right? And I thought, this is very simple. Why can't I take it? But just after I reached in my class 11th and 12th, I realized there's something called as fluids and kinematic subjects. And then I realized that this is not my cup of tea. And after I had a pathway, when I selected this course, I had this pathway, two pathways that I had this feeling that I had to change my school because I didn't want to stay in the same school where I had the same perspective that people thinking I am a timid guy. I just wanted to express myself out. I wanted to people to feel me as a fresh person where I can create my memories in their mind. So I wanted to take a change, and I took it, as it was a very big, brave decision by me because for a kid who is from 3rd standard till 10th standard in the same school, I never imagined of going. It was the first time I breaked my chains out and my comfort zone, and I reached class 11th in a different school. And in my class 11th, when I reached in the school, there was this opportunity to be the school pupil leader, that is SPL. So this SPL was a new thing for me, and as I was new to the school, I would never imagine of it. But with the influence of people around me and what I realized that why I've changed my school, it's for this particular moment that I've changed it. And realizing this, I took part in this SPL elections, and I knew that others had the advantage over me. So I only way to market myself was this public speaking, where I had to express myself, my votes I had to take in. So I gave a very good speech, and it was very interesting as I interacted with the audience. I never felt that it was so good, but I got very good responses from the people. And as the elections had gone, like we have 1 month of break. After the 1 month of break, when we were standing in the assembly and we had this election time, at that time I just got this badge from my principal calling the SPL, and it's still very close to my heart because it was the first time when I got such a great opportunity from any of the departments. Like I was the SPL of the school, which was very big thing for me. And this totally changed my life. Like this particular badge really completely changed my life. And from there on, never looked back. Like always, I've got on to move on from that. Whatever experience I faced, I got to in many debate competitions, and whenever there used to be calling of any guests or introducing any guest or any functions, we used to do plannings, and this really helped me in improving my skills. But then came the class 12, where every child has to go for this JE, and even we were preparing for it, and we had this pre-boards and stuff, where I got a little bit far away from this particular things of activities. And after the time passed on, we got in more into this JE and stuff. So I had two pathways here again. I had got in PES University and Amrita, and here I am without any regret in Amrita. And here I was searching for another opportunity, which again came striking my door. That was Toastmasters Club, where in the Toastmasters Club, I realized that each and every opportunity which I receive is a stepping stone for me. So whatever I learned from it, it's a stepping stone for me throughout my life. And I have this quote to end my speech. That's you winners are not those who start. When you start, you become the winners. This was a quote which I felt is totally relating to what my speech is and what my life has been. Thank you.
That was really an amazing speech, Toastmaster Resh. Second speaker for the day is Toastmaster Kaushalya. We'll be attempting level 2 project 3. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Bhavesh. Toastmaster Bhavesh, I request you to read out the speech objectives.
Thanks, Toastmaster Priyadashini. Toastmaster Kaushalya will be attempting her level 2 project 3. Now, the purpose of this project is for her to define to the club what Toastmasters mentoring system means, and also to share a few aspects of her experience being a mentee and talk about her mentor. Thank you, and over to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Now I welcome Toastmaster Kaushalya to present her speech. Toastmaster Kaushalya, who is the mentor? Who is the mentor? Toastmaster Kaushalya.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is Kausalya, and I'm here to share my journey in finding out an answer to this question. Who is a mentor? It was 8 June 2021 when I joined ATC as a member. I joined the club out of curiosity to see and learn how people actually spoke very fluently and without any fear of the audience. I was very excited to learn, and I explored and researched a lot about Toastmasters International and how it helps people evolve as a confident speaker. I joined the club when I was in my first year at college, and this is the first time ever that I'm a part of such a great, reputed, and international institution for a skill development. I had been a very pampered kid both at school and at home. I had people around me always to guide me in every step of mine, and they were always there in every new step that I took. I felt very comfortable at my school with my dearest teachers and parents guiding me in all my endeavors. But now at college, things were very different. And especially in Toastmasters, things were way more diverse. At the college, the teachers were no more called as teachers, but instead they were called the faculties. The principal became the dean, the subjects became papers, class periods became class hours, and so on. All these things were newfangled to me, and I had to adapt, and I felt I had to be more independent and adapt to this situation. And I had to learn on my own. There wasn't any particular syllabus that was offered to me, but instead, it was very open for me to choose what I wanted to learn from this available platform. When I kept streamlining my thoughts towards all these new things and adapt to the situation, that's when the president of the club called me and said that my Toastmasters mentor will be assigned soon. Well, who is a mentor? I'm quite familiar with this word mentor, but I had the least idea on what their role would be in my development in Toastmasters. I then went through a series of research to find out that they are going to be my teachers in Toastmasters. Well, that's how I understood it first. In 2 days, I was assigned with my mentor, Toastmaster Gesel from Coimbatore Toastmasters Club. Initially, I was very hesitant and also excited to talk to her. It was a mixed feeling to know what she had for me. But later on, when we got over calls and conversations, I felt very comfortable with her to share my thoughts and ideas. We first introduced ourselves to each other, and then we discussed about our projects in Toastmasters and we started planning for it. It is always enjoyable, and I feel at ease when preparing my scripts for my projects. And I feel very encouraging because she is always very encouraging and is not very skeptical when it comes to giving suggestions or pinpointing my uh, faults or errors through my scripts. And she has always been there for me when I run short of titles and topics for my speeches. And that's when I realized that she's not actually giving me any scripts or any speech ideas, but instead she posts a lot of questions on me and she brings out the answer from me. A mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than, than what you see in yourself and helps bring it out of you. Do you people agree? True, right? We have worked a lot on various aspects of my development in Toastmasters, not only on projects, but also on taking up roles in the agenda and on different club contests. So there's always something to learn from a supportive person with with the different or great experience who is willing to provide us some guidance without any judgment and who's always there to answer our questions. To be honest, every one of you here have been my mentor in one of the way. You've always taken special effort to review all my efforts and give me feedback and ask about all my plans, and all this without letting me lose my essence. So in a way, all of you are my mentor. We learn from each one of our talents and opportunities, and we grab a fellora of experience from all this. And I'm very thankful for such a great experience. Well, now that I understand who a mentor is, the delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but instead it's giving them an opportunity to create themselves. That is what I understood of all my research of who a mentor is. Thank you, and over to the TMOD.
That was an amazing speech, Toastmaster Kaushalya. And now let's continue with the set of questions. Would anyone like to volunteer now? Toastmaster Pooja, would you like to take a try?
Yeah, sure.
So, what is your favorite thing to do with your pet? Over to you, Toastmaster Pooja.
Greetings to one and all present here. So, what is your favorite thing to do with your pet? So, I have budgies, which are usually called as lovebirds. So, these I have around 3 birds at home. So, these 3 birds are so naughty, and the favorite thing to do. The only thing which I do is to feed them. My favorite thing is to feed them with my hands. And actually, before buying them, I thought having pets it's all about having fun and playing with them, feeding them. But it's actually 20% of fun and remaining 80% of cleaning their poop. So it's all about cleaning the cage, and they create a lot of mess. So of course my favorite thing to do is to feed them and play with them and just watch them. And they have these beautiful feathers, but of course I had to clean their poop. Over to the TT master.
Yeah, that was amazing, Pooja. So, next, would anyone else like to volunteer? Toastmaster Pratna, would you like to try?
Sure thing, Toastmaster Priya. Hi, guys. 1 second. Let me put this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So your question is my screen visible?
I can see the screen.
Do you go outdoors? If yes, where is your favorite place to go with your pet?
Okay, so my pet and I, okay. Point number one, I have this breed called as the Shih Tzu. They're very small, cute, and fluffy, and exactly like this Maltese dog in the left corner. So I take her for walks, and every time I go out, I have to take this really strong and a very big stick to go threaten all the street dogs there. So yes, threatening street dogs is one of my best things to do. One of my favorite things to do with my dog. And I travel everywhere with her. See, wherever I go, if I go by train or car, I travel with my dog. And my favorite place to go with my dog is to our farm. So she can swim, she can play in the mud and stuff like that. So that is our favorite place to go along with my pet. So because in Coimbatore there are not a lot of cafes where they allow pets. So if they allow one and I am allowed to take my pet to places, then maybe we will find more of a modern place to enjoy. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratna. Would anyone else like to volunteer for next question? Toastmaster Desh, would you like to try next question?
Yes, I will.
So, how old were you when you got your pet? Over to you, Toastmaster Desh.
Okay, same year. I have never got my pet, but I was very scared of this pets when I had a very bad experience with this dogs. So when I was in my fifth standard, I used to stand near to my neighbor's home. Like buses couldn't come from my lane as it was very small, you know. So I used to go a bit more, you know. This I had to travel a little more distance and stand near my neighbor. So my neighbor had this breed. I don't know what breed was it, but dog was very big. And like never seen that dog so big, that brownish and black color. I don't know what that breed was. So as I was very small, and I used to stand near to the home. They had a very big cage for him, and he used to bark each and every time whenever I used to stand. I used to get very irritated whenever he used to bark. Every single day from my fifth standard, he used to bark. And one day, what happened was his cage was open, and they had gone out, I guess, for some function or something. So his cage was open, and he could just jump out from that building. I mean, he just came up, popped up, and came out of it, and he was just running after me, and I cannot express my feeling at that time. I was just standing behind. I was just traveled. I don't know how many kilometers I would have traveled. I traveled it so long. I just ran. I just hid it behind day, door of home, and it was a very bad experience. From there on, I just never came on near to that home, and it was a very bad experience for me. When you could tell him it was my pet only. It was such a horrible experience with me, and this is all my experience with the pet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Desh. Next, anyone else would like to volunteer? Last two questions left. Toastmaster Shashank, would you like to try?
Yeah. Yes, Toastmaster.
Okay, is there anything the pet is scared of or reacts to?
I'm sorry, guys, but I really don't have any pets. And I really can't tell anything because in our locality it's a dog free zone. We don't find any dogs. It's down to zero actually, and all I see is some birds coming at the morning, chirping, and that's all I see. So I don't find anything.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Shashank. And next, would anyone else like to try the last question? Toastmaster Venu Madhav, can you try?
Yeah, sure, I will.
So, what breed do you think is the most elegant and why? Over to you, Toastmaster Venu Madhav.
I can't say that I don't have a pet, or I can't say that I have a pet. It's a street cat, actually three cats, which come to our home routinely. But they actually sleep, and they almost stay in our backyard only. except when they want to hunt, they go out of our backyard. So I can't say that we are the owners of those cats, but still they are fed by whole locality. It's not like only we fed them; they are fed by whole locality. And if you ask me what is their breed, I actually don't have much idea about breeds of dogs or cats much, but I think the most elegant one will be, as I don't have any idea, I think that any pet, if it's a pet, it will be more elegant. So irrespective of their breed, I feel uh, any pet will be more elegant only. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venumada. And from all the responses for this set of questions, we can know that history is a proof that pets are probably the best companion of humans. From the Indus Valley civilization, domestication of pets such as cats started. They even had goddess like bashed in Egyptian mythology to show the importance of pets in the lives of humans. Pets can be our canine friends, dogs or cats to birds, reptiles, fishes to frogs. There are many types of animals one can take as pet, and taking care of them is very important. Developing a good relationship with them makes the pets our best friend. Now I hand over the session to table topic master Toastmaster Pratana. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya. Okay, moving on. Let's just jump right into my table topics. So, guys, would anyone like to volunteer? Okay, so we've got some new faces here. Toastmaster Akshara, would you like to take up the first table topic? We can't hear you, Akshara. I think you muted.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. Okay, so here's your topic. Okay, let's assume, you are having a party for your birthday. How would you like it? Where should it happen? Who should be on your guest list and details like that. So you're gonna assume you're the dog here, and how would you like your first party to be? So, up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I was a dog, I would definitely want my favorite person with me. And I would like a treat cake and my best friend, another dog. So right now, I'm going to assume I'm my cousin's pet Olaf. Okay, he's a very introverted dog, and he likes only one dog, and that's called Bruno. He's scared of all the female dogs. So yeah, I don't want any girls. I like to hump humans. So yeah, that would be my ideal birthday party, I guess.
A great observation, Akshara. That's what all of these guys do. Okay, irrespective of having a partner or not, that's what they do. So, okay, moving on. Okay, so anyone else, would you guys like to take up a table topic? What about guest Amar? Amar, would you like to take up the next topic?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so here's your topic. There's this missing cat called Stella. You are a lost cat called Stella. What will you do to reach back home? Like to reach home? Yeah, over to you,
Yeah.
Amar.
My name is Stella. Is it female or male?
Anything, Amar, like go free, go mad. We can call it like Stella the male cat also if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Instead of going to home, I will go to park to meet my I have remembered more number of parks instead of going to home. I have so many confusions to my home. Like this home is looking like same as my home. That home is looking like same as my home. But every park has individually, right? I will visit a park which my friends are my close ones. You can understand, right? uh, by meeting them we can able to travel around the whole place and going instead I won't go to home instead of missing also. If I caught to the owner, they will take me to home. Otherwise, I will going enjoying with my friends or any best buddies or most experienced persons. And also, if I'm having more, uh, I can able to, if I need to go to home instead of meeting their friends, I will go to have a like I will go to neighbor's home because there is a so good cat, beautiful cat. I will go towards that home. I will stay with neighbors. They will feed me too, right? It is also a cat. I am also a cat. They will feed me also. I am looking with that cat and making all over the world, ruling all over the world with that cat. That's all. Thank you.
Awesome take on the topic, guest Amar. Like everybody should know Amar is like easy Don and the most popular guy. And thank you so much for that, Amar. It was really funny. Okay, so moving on, guess like we've got one or two more table topics lined up. Would anyone like to volunteer? About Toastmaster Sham, would you like to take up the next table topic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, you're a bioluminescent polar bear. How will you handle it? All the media attention and everything, just because you're different.
Okay, so as a bioluminescent polar bear, first off, I'll try to hide below the glaciers, behind the glacier or somewhere where no one can find me. As I'm living in Antarctica, I'm sure no media will be there to have the coverage for me. But if there was to be any media there, I'll try to hide beneath the glaciers or try going for a swim so that no one can find me. But I'm not sure if polar bears are good at swimming as they're so fat. If I can swim, then I'll try going underneath the sea and hiding there for as long as possible. Who wants the media? Why? If the media is there, they're going to come and destroy my home. And if that's the case, I'll try hiding from them. And if that's not possible, if I'm not able to hide from them, well, I'll give them a good pose and allow them to take a good photo of me in the night time. And I'll try to hide. If not, otherwise, I think I'll try to invite the media to me and make them to come to me and take as much as snaps of me so that they won't disturb me again in the future. And allow them to take photos in all directions and all views as possible. And then make them to go away, chase them away, and try to chase them away by going and biting on photographer so he won't come again near me. And by then, I think by all these tricks, I think everyone will not come and bother me again. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sham. That seems like an elaborate plan to evade away all the public attention you'll get. Okay, so moving on, I've just got two more table topics remaining. Would any of you like to volunteer? Toastmaster Pooja, like, would you like to take up the next table topic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's a wacky Wednesday. You're a porcupine, but you're stuck at a children's party. What will you do? Like your pet owner forgot you in this one crazy children's party. What will you do next?
Okay. So greetings to one and all present here. First of all, I hate thorns. I don't even go near rose plants to pluck the flowers. I'm just afraid of thorns. And being a porcupine, okay, it's fine. So I love kids. So I'll make sure all the kids are safe and nobody comes near me. And if they do something naughty, of course I'll terrify them with my thorns, with all my pokey things, and yeah, I think this is what I'll do. Go to the titty master.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja. As we can all see, you're a good disciplinarian. Okay, so moving on, I've just got this last table topic remaining. Anybody like to volunteer? About okay. What about Toastmaster Tejaswini? Would you like to take up the next table topic? Are you here?
Yes.
Okay, hello. Okay. So here's your here's your topic. You wake up suddenly only to realize that you are a bee, a bumblebee. What will you do?
So yeah, the first thing is I hate bumblebees and I hate being a bumblebee when I wake up morning. So when I wake up, I like to irritate my parents. It's because I'll be sleeping in my room. They just come up thinking that they'll be doing yoga and they'll be shouting. And they just open the door, they off the fan, and they open the windows and everything so that I'll get disturbed from my sleep. So the first thing is I'll just go irritate them, doing the buzzing sounds to their on their ears. And finally, as I'm a younger sister, I'll just go and to my again go irritate my elder sister. And the thing is that like, I like to irritate. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tejaswini. That's exactly what I like to do. I take my dog and give these weird high fives to everybody in my family at really weird spots. So I'm glad we share a very common interest. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. That's the end of my PT session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratana. It was really an amazing session. And now let me share my screen again. Can someone confirm me whether my screen is visible clearly?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So this is my favorite game to play. In vacations, I would be traveling to my native place with my family. So me and my dad would be coming across some different place names, and it used to sound very different. And my dad suddenly asked me to frame a story like how it got its name, that place particular name. So now similarly, we'll have a game session like that, that how this particular pet breed got its name. So you have to just frame a story and you have to present it. And to make it simple, I have also pasted the image so that you can come out of some creative story out of that. So anyone would like to volunteer here?
Can I Toastmaster previously?
Yeah, sure, Toastmaster Paresh. Your topic is German Shepherd.
Okay. This is a nightmare for me. This dog is like what I fear the most. I once had a dog bite. Not technically a bite, only a teeth touched my skin. And I started crying. It was one of this breed, all right. So what did this actually wanted to cuddle me, I guess. It just put his paws on me. I got really scared. I turned over. It just placed the teeth on me and I started crying like a little baby. So yeah, that's one of my worst experience that I've had with this one. But I have to tell why this got its name like this is because I usually old if you take these 1900 comic series, you would see that US written series would basically make German people evil. So I guess this dog made some evil stuff for me. I'm going to call it German. And to save other sheep from wolves, you basically have to be as scary as a wolf. And obviously, this is scary. This is extremely scary. So, it acts like a shepherd. So, a German shepherd. The evil, not technically, I'm not calling German people evil, referring to that context, a German shepherd. Thank you, and over to you, Tia Moody.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Would anyone else like to try next one? Toastmaster Kaushalya, would you like to try? Would anyone else would like to volunteer for this?
I'd like to take up the next topic.
Okay. So yours is Siberian Husky.
Okay, the Siberian Huskies. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so I am more of a pet enthusiast. I keep buying a lot of random pets. I used to have a Siberian Husky. As far as I know, how they got their names are like they originate from this. They're actually one of their ancestors are wolves. They belong to this one particular genetic genome called as the Spitz genes, and they're called Siberian Huskies because first thing they originated in Siberia. It's like this cold place, so you can see the fur and you can see it. A husky because the way they hunt, right? You cannot find out they're coming behind you. So it's they're the husk and they come behind you. That's how they got the name Husk, and they're very nice and loyal pets. As far as I know, this is why they got the name Siberian Husky. So, but otherwise, what can I tell? A funny story about how a Siberian Husky got its name. That's pretty much what I know about Siberian Huskies, guys. I'm sorry, I thought I'd make it more fun, but this is what it came. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to ask me anything about them, I can say, but this is what I know about them. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratana. Would anyone else like to volunteer for next one? Toastmaster Shruti, would you like to try?
Sure, Toastmaster Priyadashni, I'll try.
Okay. So yours is Doberman.
Alright, thank you for this. Okay. When I look at the dog, the only thing I remember is a lesson that we had in our English thing about a Doberman. Supposed to be these really huge dogs, almost the size of men. I think that's the reason they're called Doberman. They are freakishly huge and thin, and they're just really, really scary to look at, for me at least. Something about them, they're supposed to be really, really trusty, and I don't know, like I have absolutely no clue how they got that name, but looking at the dog, according to size, I believe it's because of their freakish size that they're called Dobermans. If anyone else has any idea as to why they're called Doberman, I'd love to hear it, but then honestly, Toastmaster Precision, I have no clue why they're called that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. Would anyone else would like to try next one?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, sure. So you got Pomeranian.
Like I like the dog, but it loses so much hair. At the past, when I was in sixth class or seventh class, I had a Pomeranian got from a street. Like I found a dog in the park and bring back to my home, and I showed to my father. Father, I got this dog. See what is it? He told me that it is a Pomeranian. It will lose so much hair. It will disturb the whole family health conditions because of the unhealthy hair. We need to wash more. Like we need to keep it safe and clean. Uh, so they told me to leave it where I got it, but instead of keeping it back to the park, I kept somewhere in around the park, but it is not in park. So every day I will go to it and giving some food like biscuits, some milk. It used to it's allowed me to be with it only. If I go away from it, it will coming towards me. If it sees for my father means my father will scold me a lot. Why are you being with it only when I told you? Yeah, coming to the topic, Pomeranian, like Pomeranian is a name which I think it is instead of Pomeranian, it need to be kept like Pokemon. I like Pokemon. It's look like a character in a Pokemon. I don't know the name exactly. Uh, so I use it to keep the name as a Pokemon instead of Pomeranian. Uh, and Pomeranian I can't define the name as I can't explain the name how it got Pomerian. If I were the naming to the dogs, I will keep it like Pomerian instead of Pomerian. I will keep Pokemon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, would anyone else would like to volunteer? Toastmaster Venumada, would you like to try?
Yeah, sure, I will.
Okay. So your pet breed name is Beta Fish. Over to you, Toastmaster Venumada.
Thank you. The only thing I remember when you say beta is the beta symbol itself. Beta, the transmission length coefficient. Something is taught in our subject. I don't want to bring that here. Seeing this fish, it looks like a flower to me. Actually, when you showed this picture, I thought it's some sort of flower, like hibiscus, some sort of flower. But then I saw the lower part has some eye, black color eye. Only then I recognized that it is actually a fish, not a flower. So the name I would like to, I would suggest for this species is maybe a flower fish or something like that. I don't know why they call it beta, or else this backside fringe of it, like the backside fur of it, it looks like a symbol beta, B. So I think because of that it got its name as beta, something like that. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venumada. And would anyone else like to volunteer for next one? Toastmaster Shyam, would you like to try?
Yeah, sure.
So yours is Bulldog.
Okay. I think this would be relatively easy because from the face itself, you can see that this dog is always grumpy. I have seen it for a couple of times, and whenever I see it, it's just always have the same monotonous face. It's never happy. It's never smiling. It's as if someone has not given its food for a few days, and it's like really hungry and waiting for its food to be given. I guess it's called a bulldog because it's always like a bull to everyone. I guess that's the only reason I can see for it to be named that way. Otherwise, I think, yeah, that's about it. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Okay, so we have last topic for this, and would anyone else like to volunteer? Toastmaster Pranavi, would you like to try?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Your pet breed name is Poodle. Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Pranavi.
Yeah, poodles are so cute, I guess, and they're so, like fluffy to touch, and their ears and all, like, so cute. So, yeah, probably, yeah, they just look so cute and so admiring, and probably it'd be nice to dress them up and, click pics with them. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah, over to the Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Pranavi. And yeah, that's it. It was really a nice, interesting, fun session. And now let's move to evaluation session. Evaluation helps to boost your confidence and provide you a tangible direction for improvements. They are essential to your Toastmasters experience. They show you that what you do well and what you might consider practicing more. First, I would like to call Toastmaster Shyam to present his evaluation report for Toastmaster Yash. Over to you, Toastmaster Shyam.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
I'm
Firstly,
the usual practice is the TMOD passes it on to the general evaluator, and general evaluator will conduct the entire evaluation session. It's okay that you made a mistake. Sham, please continue. From next, Toastmaster Shruti, please take over.
Okay, sure. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Toastmaster Yash on completing his level 1 project 1. So before I continue, I'd like to divide my evaluation onto two parts. Firstly, the non-verbal communication, and second, the content. So coming to the first part, nonverbal communication. Toastmasters did a great job of standing up. In this online days, we don't stand up in front of a camera, and for that, I'd like to appreciate him for doing that. Another improvement which he could do is keeping the camera at an eye level, which would allow us to see him eye to eye instead of seeing him from a angle. Then I'd like to appreciate him for having his hands movement. He had a lot of hand movement and gestures, which gave a good idea of what he was speaking. And he could have improved on the lighting, as the lighting was behind him, and at times his face was not visible. Coming to the second part, he did a great. It's about the content. So, firstly, he did a great job of giving a good intro, which hooked us into his speech. You could have tried to give a better summary at the end, so that, or you could have tried to summarize your points as you speak, so that way you could have finished it within the time limit. And you had a very great comfort in speaking, and you were very comfortable while you were speaking, and we could understand that by how you had a continuity and by your hand gestures. Overall, it was a great speech with minor improvements. I'm sure you will make it better, and I'm anticipating for future speeches from you. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyam. Now I like to ask Toastmaster Bhavesh to give his evaluation of Toastmaster Kaushalya's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. Moving ahead, I hope my evaluation is tender enough for everybody to understand. Okay, moving ahead. I'll be breaking. Actually, today's Toastmaster Kaushalya speech, as usual, had a great structure in it. So let me elaborate on how well the structure was, so that you guys can understand and take it over for your next speech. She broke it down into different parts for us to understand it very clearly. So overall, she had 4 main points, and she had sub-points under those 4 main points. So one of the first point was, what was life before college? She made sure that she told very clearly how her college life, what was her life before college, with all those guidance, all those people to support her. That made a very great introduction for her speech. Then she asked the question, what is mentoring? And went on to answer that particular question. She had a sub answer to the question, where she told that how college introduced her to mentoring, and how Toastmasters introduced her to mentoring. Moving ahead, she made sure we answered the question, how her mentor helped her. At the end of her speech, if you ask me, there were these few points that made it very clear. She told how her life was before college, what was mentoring, and finally how her mentor helped her. It is most important for your audience to remember what you spoke for that day. Right? You speak hundreds of points, nobody's going to remember. You make sure that you decide what they want to remember and structure your speech accordingly. So this is one great example how you can do it. 3 to 4 main points, and revolve your speech around those 3 to 4 main points, so that at the end of the day, your audience remember what you want them to remember. That's a great structure where Toastmaster Kaushalya made. Everybody can follow that. Yes, apart from that, voice modulation, Toastmaster Kaushalya had a powerful voice. She's developed it over so many speeches, and I've seen her development from the first speech. She had a great rhythm today. Her entire speech was powerful, and she ensured that the entire speech had the same tone without any fall in tone or rise in tone. A few areas of improvement where I could have noticed was gestures. Gestures usually help a lot when you talk about some, let's say, rhetoric topics like these. So gestures can be made use of. Another thing is to focus on camera. This is something which speakers who have enough experience can do so. The idea here is that this is something, again, which is particularly in online meetings. To emphasize your particular important point, you focus on camera, right in the camera, right at the point of camera where you can see. Before you do that, you waver your eyes around, move here, move there. Your information is passed on throughout, and then suddenly focus on camera. This could have been effectively done when she asked the question, who is a mentor, in between her speech. It was effective. This could have made it even more effective. So to conclude my speech, she had a great structure which everybody can follow. Areas of improvement includes hand gestures and focus on camera. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vavesh. Now, before I evaluate the entire meeting, I'd like to call upon the tag team to give their report. So, first of all, Toastmaster Tejaswini, could you please give us the timer's report?
Yes, thank you. To start with, we have table topic speakers. The first one, we have Toastmaster Bhavish, spoke for 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Sashank spoke for 47 seconds. Toastmaster Venumadhav spoke for 1 minute 18 seconds. Toastmaster Shruti, 1 minute 21 seconds. Toastmaster Akshara spoke for 42 seconds. Toastmaster Amareshwar for 1 minute 52 seconds. Toastmaster Sham for 1 minute 27 seconds. Toastmaster Pooja for 45 seconds. Coming with prepared speakers' speeches. First one, we have Toastmaster Yash spoke for 9 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Kausalya spoke for 5 minutes 30 seconds. And here we have prepared speech evaluators, individual evaluators timings. Toastmaster Sham spoke for 1 minute 35 seconds, and Toastmaster Bhavish spoke for 3 minutes 13 seconds. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tejaswini, for your report. Next, I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Pranavi to present the R counter report.
So the table topic session, TM Bhavesh used R 4 times, TM Shashank used R and 2 to 3 times, TM Venumadhav used and R couple of times, guest Akshara used R 3 times, guest Amar used R 5 times, Toastmaster Tejaswini used R 2 times. Coming to the prepared speech session, TM Yash used R almost 10 times, TM Kausalya used R 8 times. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranavi. Next to Toastmaster Venumadhav for the grammarians report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Before I go in with the my evaluation, I would like to thank Toastmaster Bhavesh for using the word of the day. And today I was like very much happy to use the to be grammarian, because more than making you people know the good grammar, I have learned a lot from the speakers today. Going to the positive usage or proper usage of the grammar, spoon sits into the mouth. It is a good way to tell that you have put your spoon into your mouth. And then gel with each other. Gel with each other means working with together in a good fashion. And then yeah, there are many ways to narrate a story. I have like come across a few examples, like some narrate with example of a book, or take time as a object for narration. Here Toastmaster yes used hormones as a tool object for narration. It was a new unique style of it. And then the word timid, which means nervous, which was, it's not a big word, but it's like aptly used in the context. And then the word another word, humph. Humph means to show doubtfulness or scornfulness. And then disciplinarian. Disciplinarian, this is a good example, rare example for the word discipline used as a noun. And cuddle me. Cuddle me means to hug someone or to hug me. And then grumping. Grumping means grumpy. Grumpy, it means that something is so irritable. Hooked into means being connected to. For example, I was hooked into the meeting. It means I was connected throughout the meeting. Coming to improper usage of grammar, there was usage of phrase do anyone want to volunteer, but it should be actually does anyone want to volunteer, because anyone is a third person singular, so we need to use does there. Next step, it was used like in adapt, but it should be in adapting to. Yeah, this mistake was made because the speaker was in haste. And then the word used was fellora. I searched, but I didn't get the word. I think the word should have been a plethora of opportunities. And then it was pronounced chirping. Chirping was mispronounced as chirping, but it is actually chirping. And then someone used everything has individual, but it should have been everything has individuality. Yeah, these are the improper usage. And as a general note, we should not use TM abbreviated, we should be using Toastmaster a name, because it's like similar to Mr. and MR. We should not say MR name, but it should be like Mr. name. And then as a general advice, people generally mispronounce the like they say good afternoon and good evening interchangeably, but as a general rule, it's we should say it's afternoon till 4 p.m. and it is evening after 4 p.m. So hope this helps in future for everyone. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venu, for the report. I'm going to give an overall evaluation of the meeting. The meeting started on time. The essay explained all the rules and regulations well. The president briefs the meeting participants about upcoming contests and encouraged the meeting participants to take part in the events, and had also insisted participants to switch on the video for the entire duration of the meeting. This made the whole session more interactive and fun. As the general evaluator, I hope I explained my role well and introduced the tag team properly. The tag team members did an excellent job introducing their role. I would like to appreciate the grammarian of the day for sending the word of the day in teams. Chad, as I believe this helped all of us make a proper use of the word. The Toastmaster of the day explained the theme well, using her personal experience as a pet owner, and made the whole session bright by suggesting the background for our videos, which I have to admit I'm probably going to use as my background for a few other meetings, at least. She had multiple interactive sessions and ensured that all the participants were involved in the meeting. Coming to the table topics session, the table topics master explained the workings of the table topics session and its purpose. The table topics master also had encouraged participants to participate. All the topics were related to the theme and were absolutely hilarious and interesting. Next is the prepared speech session. The team of Toastmaster of the day introduced the speaker and evaluator well. Both the speakers were well prepared and delivered the speech well. The evaluators did a great job explaining the purpose of the speech. Coming to the evaluation session, both the individual evaluators did a great job explaining both the positives and areas where the prepared speakers could improve. The tag team presented their report within the allocated time and did an amazing job. I hope next time we do not have any disqualifications due to the time limit. I'd also like to take a minute to thank the participants who kept the video switched on for the entire duration of the meeting. I hope in the next meeting not a single video will be off. This, I feel, could make the meeting as close to a real offline meeting as possible. We slightly exceeded the time limit when it came to the team out session, but overall the meeting was absolutely awesome, and I'd once again like to thank all the participants. Thank you, and over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Paresh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. I believe Toastmaster Priyadashini has another part left to conclude, right?
Yeah.
So I'll hand it over to Toastmaster Priyadashini, so she will conclude. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh. I hope you all enjoyed today's meeting. To conclude the theme of the day, though pets have short lifespan when compared to humans, time spent is something to cherish and remember forever and ever. Adapting or taking a pet requires a lot of patience and love. Equally, love is returned by them, if not more. It takes significant time to build a trusting relationship. But once the bond is formed, nothing can stop or change this friendship, which only deepens with time. If you have a pet, you will know the happiness and importance they have in your life. They never judge you or try to do something, and even when you're scolding, they try to make things better. And what else is to be considered? Just fall in the charm of their cuteness. And this concludes my participation for today. Now I hand over the session to Presiding Officer Toastmaster Bhavesh. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Priyadashini. And I think today was extremely exciting because number one, Toastmaster Priyadashini made it like really nice. She had so many interactive games. She had amazing PPTs. That is one of the best PPT I have ever seen. I mean, the best PPT. It was really good. And the backgrounds. I should really appreciate that. I've never seen a TMOD do so much work in such a short span of time. I believe it was Thursday when I asked Toastmaster Priyadashini to take up the role, and just 2 days time she prepared all this. And this is her first time doing this. And that's the most impressive thing. So great job, Toastmaster Priyadashini. Moving ahead, Toastmaster Pratana took the role of table topics master a few minutes before the meeting. So that she did an amazing job with the topics. Great job, Toastmaster Pratana. But I don't know how you made so many images so fast, but yes, that's a really great way making posters. That's an amazing job, Toastmaster Pratana. Apart from that, Toastmaster Tejaswini is a first-time timer for today. Amazing job, Toastmaster Tejaswini. I believe the way that we made it mandatory to turn our cameras on really helped today, because sometimes we might turn our cameras off and go, eat something. I mean, eat something in front of camera, doesn't matter. We turn our cameras off sometimes, so for some silly reasons. But today it made it interesting throughout the meeting, and I believe it helped all. Another announcement that I have to make, which I actually made in the earlier start of the meeting, just to remind you guys, we have 3 different events planned for the upcoming Thursday, Friday, and March of 14. The agendas are on the group. Feel free to volunteer for any of the role that you want to. These are some nice ways you can understand what happens beyond the regular meetings. So though these 3 events are not regular meetings, not something that what we do here. So you'll get an idea of, a new sense of organizing events. Once the seniors, that is our set, leaves, you guys are going to be the ones who are going to organize these stuff. So when you attend these stuff, you'll get an idea of what is happening and how it is happening. You'll get a broader understanding of what happens in college in general. So I strongly recommend you guys take, participate in the Pick It Up event, which is happening on March 14. That's the end of what I wanted to say. I'm really happy that today I don't need to say everybody to turn your cameras on for a group picture, because it was open throughout the meeting and I had plenty of pictures. That's an amazing thing, guys. Thank you. And I close meet number 218. Feel free to discuss our network, or feel free to disconnect.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Today's a wonderful day for me also, uh, because I feel more afraid of our cousin's dog. It is German Shepherd. It's look like now I got somewhat curiosity to handle it, carry it. Like I can't carry it all. Just by being with it, it will be going to on me only. Every time it will be running towards me and licking my face everywhere, here and here. So I use it to I learn a trick from it, from running away from it. Simply, and yeah, today is a great thing, and our Toastmaster Priyadarshini did a good job, given so much experience, like how the breeds are, like how are they. I don't know, I have not ever seen ever that much breeds I have seen today. Thank you for the experience. Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Amar.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Okay, bye.